It is 8 o'clock on the East Coast. It is 5 o'clock on the West Coast. It is the 29th of January in the year of our Lord 2026, season 16, episode 30, which means we're halfway through the season and then some. 751 times you have been welcome to the Clubhouse Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things sports, entertainment, pop culture, and pro wrestling. Welcome. We're so glad that you're with us yet again. My name is Rob. I am the executive producer of the Clubhouse Podcast, and we've got some experimental stuff we're going to be doing this week. And if you're watching, you already see one of it. I put a background up, which is very classy. I'm just experimenting with stuff. I want us to be cool. That doesn't make us cool. That way from me is my co-host and a man who I asked a question of earlier today that he still hasn't answered. He is Alex. I cannot hear you, sir. Oh, you guys are somehow, you didn't get unmuted. There you go. Go, Alex.
Yeah. I don't remember you asking me a question that I didn't address, but you also know that I am playing injured today. I was not injured.
I was asking about geography tomorrow.
I did respond to that. That's an off-air conversation.
I didn't see it. Kooky.
You replied to it.
It's one of those days. At the bottom of your screen is the official fact checker of Sooner Gator Productions, and a man that I was engaged in a very interesting conversation with in pre-show as we talked about how in other states you don't have to drip your faucets when things go freezing. You may know him as Zig Bunu, but his mama named him Don Ford. I'm going to call him Don Ford. Hey, man.
So if you had to deal with winter in Montana like they do at Texas, where they freak out, you'd be freaked out half the year. Because, you get winter for months and months. And you don't have to drip faucets up there because they do plumbing right. And they will build the pipes below ground so you don't have to worry about dripping them and freezing them. So,
yeah,
you live with the snow.
There has been a lot of talk in that same circumstance, and Don and I have more experience living up north. I don't believe you ever truly did, Rob. Did you, or were you just born in Iowa?
I was born in Iowa, but we moved right around my 5th birthday.
Okay, so you had it early on before that.
Life, there were times where we got some people already in the chat room.
Yep.
There were some times where we spent some winters just over winter break in Arkansas, like in my teenage years. But it's not a lot of stuff that I've ever really had to deal with until I moved to Texas. But for those of you that don't know, Texas doesn't prepare for things well. So when it gets cold here, we have to drip all of our faucets so our pipes don't freeze. It doesn't always help. But, if you remember the Snowmageddon of 2021, my pipe going out of the sink in the kitchen froze. But we were okay. And we knew it was okay because a day later, right in the middle of the day, you just heard ka-chunk, and then it was fine. So we're okay today. We do need to start dripping again tonight, boys, because it's going to fall below freezing and then through the weekend.
In Iowa, though, I thought you get a lot of cold winters in there sometimes during the
year.
year.
I was 4 when we moved.
I know, but still, you remember the snow.
So glad I got to get to
that point. But I didn't have to deal with preparing for it. My mom put me in my jacket, and then I went to school. Yeah. Or preschool or kindergarten. Kindergarten was Florida. Now you got me all confused, Don.
And I was skiing when I was 4 years old. And there goes a cat.
Was that Kai?
Hi to everybody in the chat room.
Was that Kai?
No, that was Balin.
Oh, hi, Balin. Before we get started, I want to send a shout out to a piece of technology. If you have not extolled the greatness of the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, you have not lived.
I'm shocked you've gone this long without having used one.
No, I've used them before, but it next leveled me this week. Because having left the house once in the last 7 days, you get a little stir crazy. So I was cleaning my bathroom yesterday, and it even works when you get stuff in the grout between the tiles in the shower with minimal effort. Get yourself a magic eraser. Get a pack of them because they're amazing. I also had an issue where I was our chimney flue got stuck a little bit and filled our house with smoke. All the smoke, I got it out of the brick on the mantle with the magic eraser that even bleach wouldn't handle. So, all right, boys, the Superb Owl is set. And we are a mere 10 days away from the championship in the National Football League. It is Seattle versus New England. Now, we'll talk about real quick where the line is currently. And then we'll do it again next week because it could move between now and then. Currently, the line is Seattle giving 4.5 to New England in a game that will take place at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Over under currently 45.5, according to the Yahoo exclamation sports. Both of these teams looked good on Sunday. Seattle's defense, New England's offense, that tends to be the matchup that you look for in the Superb Owl. See Tampa Bay's first run. Defense wins championships, offense scores points and puts butts in seats. As good as Seattle's defense is, and we'll talk more in depth about this next week, I don't know that they're going to be able to handle New England's offense. But I've been wrong many, many, many times before. Alex, you snickered.
You started off with something I wholeheartedly disagree with. I thought New England looked like crap and the weather bailed them out as well as Stidham, because the moment they walked into that building, that first play or one of the first plays, all of Denver's offense happened in the first drive. All of it. And they were never able to get back to it. So New England's defense is actually quite good. But the thing is the offense did not look good against Denver because Drake May was among one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the NFL this year. And it's only going from number 1 to number 2 with Seattle. The difference is that Seattle's offense was cooking. So right now, what you're looking at, where my struggle is whether or not Seattle will cover the 4.5, because I think they're going to win. But the fun one there is New England's a first half team. Seattle plays well in both halves. Take New England in the first half. Seattle to win the game. Maximize your profits if you should choose.
Now, I think New England played smart, especially in the second half, because you look at the pictures of what that field looked like in the second quarter, and then look what it looked like by the end of the third quarter. There's a difference between playing to win and playing smart. And that's what New England did. New England
could have
run all over it, especially at the end of the game. Drake May having the awareness to run that clock out. This is where I think the difference is going to come into play. Now, weather in San Francisco, I don't think they're expecting snow, but look what happened here in the last week. I am interested in this matchup. I think this is I don't want to say best case scenario because neither of my picks are in this, but I think given what we had in that Final Four, this doesn't shock me. Don, what are your thoughts?
Thing that with Denver, if they would have gone for that field goal instead of going for it on fourth, it may have been a totally different game. And I think that was maybe bad coaching on Denver point. Especially the way the weather came in after the fact. And I'm saying something, these are both outside cold weather teams. So there's not going to be a real advantage to either team. If it was, let's say, if it was Denver, let's say New Orleans came in, or Houston versus New England. My thing is, if it's 4.5, if I had to bet the line, I am going to say that Seattle's going to win. And I think that they will actually beat the line. Now in the over under, I'm not much better on that kind of guy versus someone like Alex, who'd probably know the over under better than me. But if I had to do the under, I'd take the under on that.
All right, Alex had a point he wanted to make.
Yeah,
it got a little deep in the weeds on that one. But circling back, you were talking about the familiarity, not having the weather. But the big one there, you were talking about if they had gone for the field goal. Interestingly enough, a lot of the math actually supports Sean Payton going for it there because you have the backup quarterback, because the offense outside of that first drive wasn't really moving anything. Now, to Rob's point, New England then basically reined it in and said, oh, Ramondre Stevenson never fumbles. Let's just keep running the clock with that guy. But everything said to go for it there because points were going to be at a premium, as we did see even before the weather came in. Now, the weather just made sure that everything that happened before it was pretty much set in stone. But the idea of going for it there isn't incorrect. And let's be honest, I'll take Sean Payton's opinion on that one over some pundits. Because, yeah, it's easy to say in hindsight, well, you lost by 3. You should have taken the easy 3. New England probably still runs all over them, probably gets another kick because Borregales has a heck of a leg, especially for weather, which is something you need in New England. I don't think that one truly had the deciding factor that it does in the post-facto narrative. But in this same vein, I'm seeing Seattle cooking. They're going to a stadium they play in every year. They kind of know what they're doing. The only difference for them is I believe they're in the home locker room for a change.
And shout out real quick to the TCU women's basketball team squeaking one out at the buzzer. 38th straight win at home.
Oh, wow.
Longest active streak in Division I as Kansas barely keeps themselves out of overtime. I mean, it was a tenth of a second. So congratulations to the TCU women there. Let's get on to NBA talk.
Can't go fast. I did ask this on Alex on the over/under. What would you do it right now if you had a bet right now?
I said at the beginning that I would take Seattle in the under.
The under. Okay, I missed the under part. I'm sorry.
No, it was mixed in with others. I probably mumbled through it.
NBA Eastern Conference Central Division, the Indiana Pacers. They want to get back to where they got to last year. They're going to have to make a move because right now they're 250 win percentage at 12-36. They're 23.5 games back in the division. They are 17.5 back on Milwaukee. The Bucks are 4 back on the Bulls. The Bulls now 5 back on Cleveland. A lot of people last night theorizing whether or not last night was LeBron's last game at Cleveland. Apparently they did a great tribute to him that brought him to tears. It's just weird to think about LeBron James retiring, but then you do the math and you go, oh, yeah, he's been in the league since like 2008. You know?
Hold on. The first time I got to see him play, I was in college. Let me put it in that context. And that's 20-something.
10 was the decision. So, yeah, I mean, you're talking 03, 04. I mean, it's insane.
It was 2003 when I saw him play in high school, and that was his senior year, I believe.
Cleveland is now 7 games back on Detroit, but Cleveland's won 5 in a row, so keep your eye on that. In the Atlantic Division, the Brooklyn Nets, they got to do some work. They're 16 back, and they've lost 6 in a row. They're now 6.5 back, they're 12.5 back on Philadelphia. 76ers now are a game and a half or 2.5 back on Toronto. Toronto's a game back on Boston. Boston and New York both tied for first. And by the way, the Knicks are on a 4-game heater. In the Southeast Division, the Washington Wizards, they're 12.5 back as expected. They are 7.5 back of Charlotte. The Hornets now 3.5 back, 4.5 back on Atlanta. Atlanta's a game and a half back. Miami and Orlando now tied for the lead in the division. Let's go to the Western Conference. In the Western Conference, the Pacific Division, the Sacramento Kings. Doing well? No, they're not. There are 17 games back in the division. They're 11 back on the Clippers. Clippers now 3.5 back on Golden State. Warriors 2 back on Phoenix. Phoenix is now only a half game back on the Lakers. The Southwest Division. Fly, Pelican! Still grounded. They're 21 back. They're 8 back on Memphis. Memphis and Dallas are both tied, but they're both 10 back on Houston, who lost to San Antonio last night. San Antonio's now 3 games up in that division. And in the Northwest Division, it's pretty much Oklahoma City's world, and we're all living in it right now. Utah 23 back. They're 8 back on Portland. Portland now 6 back on Minnesota. Minnesota 2.5 back on Denver. Oklahoma City now is 6.5 up in the division, and they're at 38-10, boys, as we're getting ready. We're only 2 weeks away from the All-Star break, which if you have plans for Valentine's Day and you're a basketball fan, I'm sorry, because that's Saturday. That's All-Star weekend. In the NHL, let's get to it, boys. Atlantic Division, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Why did we have to dog on them on Monday night? That wasn't cool.
You know why we had to dog on them Monday night? It's because Jackie Redmond is a lifelong Leafer.
Oh, yeah, she was there. I mean, she was at the game with Chelsea Green. So,
well, no, but that's what I mean. There are multiple members of that organization who are massive Maple Leaf fans. Jackie Redmond just happens to be the face of the NHL and that.
They and Ottawa are both tied for the
face,
cellar.
excuse me.
And they are 13 games back in the division. They're two back on my Panthers. My Panthers need to pick up the pace here a little bit. They are 6 back on Boston. Boston and Montreal. Oh, thank you, Don. They're both. It's a 3-way tie. I'm sorry. Boston, Montreal, and the Sabres are all tied and 4 points back of Detroit. And Detroit is now a point back on my Lightning. Now, where are we going, Don?
The Metropolitan Division.
As we tend to do the New York Rangers. They're only 19 points out right now, and they're in the cellar, but they're 6 back of New Jersey. Devils are a point back on both Washington and Columbus, and Philadelphia. Another 3-way tie in both divisions in the Western Conference. They're all 6 back on Pittsburgh and the Islanders. Don, you're tied for second in the division right now, and you're only 6 back on Carolina.
Won't last.
Hey, take what you got, bro.
I know. I always have hope every year, and then
in the Western Conference, the St. Louis Blues currently in last place in the Central Division, and they are 32 points out right now. They're 2 back on Winnipeg. Winnipeg 3 back on Chicago. Chicago is 2 back on Nashville. Nashville 7 points back of Utah. Mammoth. It should be Mammoths. I don't like seeing Mammoth. It just Utah Mammoth. It doesn't. I mean, I guess Utah Jazz. That's singular, but there's no such thing as Jazzes. I got nothing. They are 9 points back of the Stars. Dallas is now a point back on Minnesota. Minnesota now 9 points back on Colorado. In the Pacific Division, the Vancouver Canucks. Put a pin in it. But let's just go to Calgary. Calgary currently 15 points back in the division. They are 11 points back of Seattle and the Kings and San Jose. So 3 of the 4 divisions in hockey have a 3-way tie somewhere. They're all at 57 points and 2 back of Anaheim. The Ducks now 3 back of Edmonton. Edmonton now a point back on Vegas. By the way, it was announced this week, not only will the Dallas Stars be playing in the Stadium Series at AT&T Stadium next year, they will be playing the Las Vegas Golden Knights. So that'll be kind of fun. They had a great crowd when they did it here a couple years ago at the Cotton Bowl. All right, boys, let us play North America's favorite game show. What is the goal differential for the Vancouver Canucks? Alex.
No tie this week?
No tie this week. St. Louis actually has pulled ahead of them closer to 0.
Good for them.
I'm gonna give it a half century. Give me a -50 on them.
All right, Don, what you got?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna pick, and I won't do the 51.
Nah, go for it. If you think it's more than that, go for it.
Nah, I'll do. I think I did 40 last week, and I'll split the difference. I'll do 45 between 45 and 50. I'll do 45.
All right. The Vancouver Canucks have played 53 games at this point. They are 17-31-5. That is 39 points. They are currently 24 points out of first place. They're 5-17-3 at home, 12-14-2 on the road. They're 1-9-0 in their last 10, losing 3 in a row. However, Calgary's on a 4-game skid. St. Louis is at a -53. Gentlemen, both of you did not go over this week, so congratulations there. Alex was closest there at a -55. See, I thought that's what Don was going to do, is go to 55, and he did.
I was expecting a Sammy Hagar in there or something.
So, which they're not that far.
Nice.
So, and they're getting ready for their All-Star break too. Let's get into some TV talk. Stuff we watched this week. I'm still movie intensive. So I had a couple of temptations for TV this week, but I'm so afraid to get into anything at this point because I if I start binging, I don't know. I gotta get my head right with how to binge stuff. Alex, you got anything for stuff we watched this week in TV talk?
Interestingly enough, we have a number of shows have come back, and I feel like we're going to be talking about that in TV talk, so I'm not going to jump on that. But I have started rewatching Invincible in anticipation for the next season coming out. And I've waxed poetic about how much I enjoy that show. If you haven't, do yourself a favor and go watch it.
All right, Don, what you thinking?
It's 2. It started with the new Fox series. You might have saw the ads for it on Fox Network. They did the 2-night premiere of Memory of a Killer with Patrick Dempsey.
All right.
Good show. I like it. If I don't want to really give anything away, because if you do, just go to IMDb and read the description or whatever. But I like his character, and there's some interesting stuff, and I see potential in it. So yeah, we are going to record they did 2 shows. The first, this last weekend, they got the next one coming Monday. We're going to do that. And then also on the new one on Netflix called Freebird. It's on Netflix. Bert Kreischer, I don't know how you say it.
Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I can't pronounce it. But basically, he kind of plays a rich comedian who they get into the elite socialist club, you could say, and they really don't fit in. And if you don't like a lot of swearing, then don't watch this one.
He's playing himself, essentially.
Yeah, the shirt comes off how many times, I have no idea. But when you have even 12-year-old girls using vulgar language throughout every episode,
if you know his material, that's not a stretch.
Yeah. So we watched it, gave it a shot. We binged all 6. It was their half-hour shows, so we spent about 3 hours. So not bad. But between the 2, Memory of a Killer is a lot better. If you're going to pick one of those 2 that I saw.
The question I have with that one is, do you see that as being more of a mini series? Because calling it a television series based on the subject matter feels a little. How long can we really stretch this out? You get what I mean, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I still think.
Do they do any legwork that shows that it could go for multiple seasons? Or
yes, it can.
Okay,
they are doing legwork. I can see this if it does well, and I did like it overall. Dempsey does good. It's great to see him versus Can't Buy Me Love to this throughout the So yeah, I could see it a long term. I could see a potential of it. Depends on the writers. So
I apologize. What was Can't Buy Me Love?
Was he in Can't Buy Me Love?
Patrick Dempsey was, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know him in Loverboy.
It's an 80s movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that was called Loverboy, wasn't it?
No, he was in both of those. So Loverboy was
okay. There was 2 of them then. Okay.
Pizza delivery boy.
Mm-hmm. That's the one I remember.
Yeah. And
I don't remember Can't Buy Me Love. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, that came out in 87.
Yeah, it was him and a
character who basically pays this popular girl that quote fake date him and so he get popular kind of thing.
So they reverse a Pygmalion on that one, kind of like what was the other one? One of the boys, or what was the just one of the guys or something?
Yeah, it was
one of the guys was a girl masquerading as a boy,
right? But what I'm saying is they're both Pygmalion in base with the reversal of what benefits them pretending. Yeah, they have the same source material from, I believe, Shakespeare or Chaucer, but it's how they applied it in different ways.
Yeah. Well, it's like if you look at 10 Things I Hate About You, if you say it real slow, realize it's based on Taming of the Shrew.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very smart.
So many of them. Oh, Pygmalion was George Bernard Shaw. I apologize.
Okay, yeah. I will say I am caught up on SNL. Last week was Tiana Taylor, who I like her a lot. They did a video thing of, and if you haven't seen the movie, there are spoilers in this sketch where they did one thing after another action figures.
One battle after another.
One bat, yeah. And then this week is Alexander Skarsgård and Cardi B.
Mm-hmm.
The musical guest last week, Geese. I got nothing.
Yeah.
And like, it's music to go to sleep to, these guys. I don't, their drummer's fantastic. Drummer was amazing.
It's Saturday Night Live. I feel like the average age is now 70 of their viewers. So,
well, no, because that's not what they're doing. I could tell you there's been at least 4 musical guests this year I've never heard of. They're trying to go for that younger crowd. And there was a great weekend update thing where Marcelo Hernandez, which I need to watch his comedy special on Netflix because I like him a lot. He did a bit where it's like teaching older people, young people terms. And every time Colin would use it, he'd go, "Oh, Colin," it would be RIP, that word. I very much enjoyed that bit. But overall, I'm struggling this season. I just am.
But are you mad that they missed an opportunity during that segment, possibly?
I'm just mad because it's not good.
I'm just thinking more Dr. Rick showing up.
Hold on.
I'm teeing you up, sir. Because
it came today. You didn't know that it came today, but it came today. Apple TV news, because I feel like if we go more than 2 or 3 episodes and don't mention K-pop Demon Hunters right now, there's something wrong. Ji Young 2, who played Zoe, she will be joining season 2 of Presumed Innocent.
To clarify, she was the speaking voice of Zoe. Ray Ami was the singing voice or the rapping voice.
And I believe the tickets for Twice go on sale tomorrow. If you're going to come see us here. Shrinking has been renewed for season 4.
Yeah, that's the season 3 that just dropped, and I've already seen not a spoiler, but just an image that had me on the ropes.
And I don't believe there is a trailer yet, but there are stills that I have seen for season 4 of Ted Lasso that is set for this summer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited for that. CBS Paramount Plus has renewed Tracker for season 4. I don't know if my wife's still watching that or not. I have to ask her. And Erica Durance will be joining the cast of that show. So get ready for that. And they have also renewed NCIS Origins for season 3. So if you're into the prequel therein. Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN reporting that the spinoff from The Handmaid's Tale that will be called The Testaments, that's first 3 episodes will hit on April the 8th. So they're gearing up for that. HBO Max, we have Voldemort for your new Harry Potter series. Alex, did you see this?
I did not, but I was expecting a different Disney Plus headline first. That's why I'm off balance.
Which one were you asking about?
Daredevil Born Again.
Oh, that trailer hit. I'm so far behind, I wouldn't even know what to do with it.
But we have a trailer for season 2. March 24th is the first. And they're going to do weekly.
Oh, okay. But your Voldemort for your Harry Potter HBO Max series, Cillian Murphy. We pause for Alex's reaction.
That's really good casting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Cillian Murphy. He can do anything. But that's really, really good casting because
solid casting.
You, with all due respect to the legend Ralph Fiennes, don't need as much makeup for Cillian Murphy, I don't think.
Well, you know what the crazy thing is? Ralph Fiennes is the one that dropped it on everybody on a red carpet.
That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Somebody asked, what do you think about this rumor? And he goes, rumor, it's done.
Yeah, also
that. Netflix, the Skyscraper Live ended up being delayed 24 hours due to weather issues in Taipei. But it did happen. He did it in an hour and a half. And it's already had over 6 million views.
I was one of them.
And yes, he did take the elevator back down. In case you were wondering. Let's see. Pop Culture Jeopardy.
I did like Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins did good in that. I thought that's an announcement.
All right. Pop Culture Jeopardy is moving to Netflix from Prime, but Colin Jost will return as the host. I really feel like I'm missing a boat there. Because it's done.
I'm still surprised. Every time this comes up, you're like, I need to watch this because you are a massive Jeopardy fan. You are a massive Colin Jost fan. You are a massive fan of Colin Jost's wife. Plus, I believe you might be the only person on this panel who has played a competitive round of Pop Culture Jeopardy.
Not Pop Culture Jeopardy. Let me be clear.
Okay.
Myself, Doc, and we had another person with us auditioned for the World Series of Pop Culture that was on VH1.
That's what it was.
We did not get past the first round. But man, we had a great
But you
time.
did have a great team name.
We did. We were the Three Horsemen. I still have my bowling jerseys in my closet over there. And they have renewed The Lincoln Lawyer for season 5 ahead of its season 4 premiere. My wife does enjoy that show. Prime Video. We have more God of War casting.
Yes, and I apparently broke some people with my response to this, by the way.
We'll come back to that because the other thing they had announced this week, you remember the show Jury Duty a couple years ago? That was very Joe Schmo-ish, where like one guy had jury duty thinking it was real, but everybody else was actors.
No, I don't know about this.
This was on Freevee when that was a thing.
I'm going to be totally honest. There's half of the stuff we say is getting renewed. I'm like, I didn't realize it was still on air.
Your next series will debut. Apparently, it's been in the can for 3 years because they were trying to find a home for it. But Prime Video is going to have the second season called Jury Duty Presents Company Retreat. It's going to start on March. But casting news for God of War. If you have seen Severance in season 2, there is a character by the name of Mr. Drummond who was played by an Olafur Dari Olafsson.
Mm-hmm.
From Philly? You're welcome.
That's not the one I was talking about.
I know. He will be playing Thor, and Odin will be played by the Mandy Patinkin.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm actually on board with.
Which, of course, I had to reply with, hello, my name is Odin the All-Father. You killed my ravens. Prepare to die.
Prepare to die. No TV on DVD and Blu-ray this week that was worth talking about. But as Alex alluded to earlier, we're going to have a very experimental, probably the only time we ever do this, because it is time for the Clubhouse Book Club. There was a guy called in as a surprise on Bob and Tom last week. And normally when Tom does surprises, it's always very, let's just say anticlimactic is a word. But this one actually got everybody up out of their seat. I'm trying to get because I've lost his name. Bill Glass is his name. Oh, we just lost Alex. That's not good. But Don, I'll talk to you in the meantime.
Okay.
His name is Bill Glass. And when he showed up on the screen, everybody lost their mind. And, oh, okay. He had to step away for just a moment.
Okay.
I'm going to go to a one shot because Alex already knows about this.
Okay. When I think of Glass,
I
last name Glass, I
don't want you looking this up.
Okay,
but you don't know who Bill Glass is, do you?
Mm-mm. The only Glass I know is George Glass from the Brady's. That's it.
So Bill Glass is an actor.
Okay.
When I show you this, you're going to know exactly who he is.
Okay.
This is a book. He plays a character that everybody knows. It's one of my favorite things. This character wrote a book. This book it literally says at the top, it has a lot of copies printed. But he said that they didn't do a ton of them. So on a whim, I did an Amazon search.
Okay.
There are people charging upwards of $100 for this book. I found it for less than half of that. And I said, purchase. It came today. It was shrink wrapped.
So you paid like under 50.
Under 50.
Okay.
Hardback.
Okay.
For this book that is written in character, Don.
Okay.
It is called Dr. Rick Will See You Now. Does this make sense to you, Don?
Yeah.
This is Dr. Rick from the Progressive commercials about not becoming your parents.
Can I pause for a minute?
Yes.
This will be worth it. Hang tight.
All right. I'll stay on the one shot.
Okay.
This came in the mail today. I'm the only one here right now. This came in the mail today. It is in character. I am very excited to read this book. And for those of you that don't know, one of the things he said, that mustache is fake. That's not a real mustache, which is fantastic work by the makeup people. He says he likes that because he can go out and really not be recognized.
Okay.
He is an improv actor. He started at the first. Hold on, Don. I'm not done. The first commercial he did, he was like a group. They were group therapy, and he was the leader. And then they turned it into this character. They've done almost 30 commercials now, and they just did another 4 in one day. Let me go back to the group shot here.
Okay. Can you see me?
I will go to a solo shot, and yes, I can.
You mean this book?
Oh, you have one. Wow.
For like 2 years now.
How did you get a hold of one?
They had the commercial saying you could buy the book.
Oh, Rick, I don't remember that commercial.
I did, and I bought it for like $10.
Well, I don't feel so bad for what I paid.
Yeah, I don't.
He said it was a limited run. Like, he can't even get a hold of any right now.
Yeah, like on page 88, your thermostat.
Nope, I haven't started reading it, Don.
Okay.
Don't ruin it for me.
Yeah.
But I will be reading this book. It looks like a real quick read. So
it is. It's a quick read.
I'm very excited to have this. And now we've lost Alex altogether. I'm very excited to read this. I can't wait. I need humor in my life. Yeah. And I will tell you this, Don.
Yeah.
I got something else coming that you don't even have a clue.
Okay.
I have got something coming. Alex knows. Alex is one of the few people knows about this surprise that I've got coming. That is scoreboard. That's the only way I can say this. I'm going to have scoreboard.
I would like to point out before we get too far away, you were not the only one in the room, but in StreamYard, when you stop your camera and microphone so that you can depart the room because your body is revolting against itself, you can't reactivate it. So I basically just sat in timeout waiting for you to add me for like 5 minutes.
But the other thing I've got coming, Alex, would you agree, is pretty monumental?
Oh, I feel like I need to be reminded to be able to judge that.
Did you see that? Actually, have the book myself. And I bought it in 2020.
Yeah, Don got it like 2 years ago.
Oh no, I heard that.
Yeah, and I love the very back.
I'm texting you right now.
Sleep at once.
Yeah, no, I was getting a little tinny, so I wasn't 100% sure. I don't know that scoreboard is the right terminology, Rob. I feel like if there was a scoreboard chiseled in stone, because it has its own moniker, tablet, and display.
It's one of those things that I didn't even know was happening.
Let me assure you, you're not going to pull up what he's talking about.
Yeah, not possible. And it's something that I didn't even know was a thing until it was a thing. I can't wait to share this with you guys.
Okay.
I've got wheels in motion right now on multiple fronts. And there will be photographs, there will be screenshots. It's one of those, like, when I woke up this morning, I didn't realize I was going to unlock this achievement. That's all I'm saying.
I think we need to stop talking about it because right now we've ruined the Chekhov's gun principle.
So let's get into movies and stuff we watched this week. I've actually got quite a bit. So let's go around the horn. Don, we'll start with you. Do you have anything for movies and stuff we watched this week?
It's mostly just the TV on me on this.
All right. Alex says 0. So let's go to me. More me. There we go. And I always do this in alphabetical order. First and foremost, I watched both parts of the HBO documentary Mel Brooks, the 99-Year-Old Man. The first part's an hour 47, second part's an hour 50. This was done by Judd Apatow. So I was already all in because I know that he was going to be incredibly respectful because Mel Brooks is a legend. I cannot recommend this enough. Now, if I had to rank, because it's a two-parter and I rank them separately, part 1 edges out part 2 by about this much. And boys, let me tell you why. Part 1 goes up to Spaceballs. Part 2 is Spaceballs forward. There's some great people that are interviewed in this. Nick Kroll is interviewed. It's kind of hard.
But is it as Bobby Bottle Service? That's what I want to know.
It was kind of hard to see Rob Reiner in this, but it was wonderful. There is some Carl Reiner footage in this, which I love. You've got Adam Sandler is interviewed in this. A lot of Sarah Silverman is interviewed in this and how he influenced all of them. I am not going to spoil this, but the only reason part 1 edges out, and I would implore you boys, even if you have to fast forward to just that, the end of part 1, he tells a story about Blazing Saddles that A, I didn't know, and B,
which is saying something.
Absolutely wrecked me to the point of I was laughing so hard tears were coming out of my eyes. And it's not even a 30-second story, but I couldn't start anything else for like 10 minutes because I was laughing so hard. And it's a wonderful documentary.
Ask you this, if you can answer it without a spoiler. What was the most interesting thing you learned about him that you never knew from this documentary?
The thing I can't tell you.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But it's really well done.
Okay.
Alex.
Do you think that the timing, the length of it is intentional based on one of the pushbacks on the Billy Joel documentary with the 2 parts was that it was so excessively long?
But see, I didn't think the Billy Joel thing was all that bad. And from a length standpoint.
You and I both loved it. Remember, I texted you. What did I text you? 30 seconds in and I'm already crying.
Yeah.
Something like that. But with both parts of that being over 3 hours, you really have to be a fan. You cannot be a casual. Do you think that they may have shortened the 99-year-old man because of that?
It's possible. If there's deleted stuff, I would love to see it.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if there is a director's cut that comes out in maybe 2 to 3 months kind of thing.
One of my favorite clips they show is he was being interviewed on a French talk show, and Anne Bancroft was in the audience. Or no, it was a stand-up he was doing, and she was in the audience, and she asks a question, and she's got sunglasses on. She's like, "So I've heard you're married to the most beautiful woman in the world," and his response is, "No, I'm married to Anne Bancroft."
I've heard about that one.
And Alex, when you get to the end of part 1, I just want you to tell me your reaction. It's the very last story he tells.
Oh, the only reason I have not already watched this is because somebody else in my house has no interest in comedy.
Oh, jeez. And I actually found that even though I have the box set with almost all of his movies, there is a 25th anniversary edition of Spaceballs that I went ahead and got because it does have one of the alternate audio tracks is the alien language. So I'm like, yeah, we're going to do that. Also this week, and the reason I say this because it's technically not a new release, even though it gets a wide release this week, and we talked about it 2 weeks ago. I have seen the new Jodie Foster, A Private Life. It's okay. I mean, I actually reviewed it, and you can go read my review at www.theclubhousepodcast.com.
That's our website.
Also this week, I did see The Running Man. The new one.
And
I liked it. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
I feel like I've been on an island.
It's six closer to source material. It's fun. It's Coleman Domingo just chewing scenery like he's at a buffet, and I'm here for it.
As only Coleman Domingo can.
Yeah. Josh Brolin is fantastic in this.
He's so easy to hate. It's perfect.
He's Thanos. There's
even Thanos I agree with more.
The girl that ends up playing the Maria Conchita Alonso role is really good in this. Lee Pace, always fantastic. I liked it a lot. Alex,
I was a big fan, and to be honest with you, there's only 2 people that have said that positively that I've recommended it to. You and Tom Peastock.
You will be proud of me. I did watch my 4K Blu-ray of Sisu over the weekend.
Oh. How much fun is that?
It's a World War II
so
Western.
Intense.
Like, it's a World War II Western. That's all I can say.
And
I'm looking forward to watching the sequel.
I Road to Vengeance or something
like that. Yeah. And boys, I told you I was going to watch this by the time we went on air. I started to watch it yesterday, but my wife was working from home, and she's like, I can hear the language in here. You have to pause. It's because she was on a call. I watched The Wrecking Crew today.
Waiting. Pinned and waiting.
Oh my God, I love this movie.
Oh.
Momoa. The dialogue. I can't ruin any of this because go ahead.
Oh no, I have a very particular question to ask you.
Okay.
As a movie reviewer, you love it.
Yes.
Would a movie critic be a problem?
Oh, they'll hate it. The critics are going to hate this movie.
Well, that's because they suck.
It's an movie with the Baptista and the Momoa just doing Dave Bautista and Momoa things. And their chemistry as because they're half brothers. Let's be clear on this.
They don't cover that in the trailer. They just say they're brothers. Yeah.
Right. Well, they are. I mean, they are related. But if you watch if you've never really paid attention to the Momoa, and you watch this movie, and you doubt his ability to play Lobo, you are on drugs. There are 2 particular lines in this that absolutely broke me, and they're variations on a theme. But this movie is so much fun. It's, Drax, Lobo, and Jango Fett all in the same movie, along with Inara. What else do you want?
Well, it's interesting because there's another one, Jacob Batalon, who played the future Hobgoblin, I guess you would say, for Tom Holland in those Spider-Man movies. At one point, I want to say he was doing either a red carpet or an interview, and he just said, yeah, there were points where we just gave up on the script because Momoa was just having a good time, and we figured that's what's going to happen.
Oh, I'm telling you, grab whatever snack you need to, and Don, I'm telling you this too, grab whatever snack you need and watch this movie on Prime Video.
I want to say that the phrase was, we had a scene where Momoa was in a towel, and we just threw the script out because the note was just, do your thing.
Well, and that's part of what they show in the trailer. Is that scene.
Which one do I watch first, The Wrecking Crew or the Mel Brooks?
You're good either way.
It depends on, what time do you have? How much time do you have?
Yeah, if you don't have a ton of time, although Wrecking Crew is 2:03.
Okay.
and you just want something fun, go with the Wrecking Crew. If you really want to sit down and watch something, watch the documentary.
Okay.
The documentary is not the kind of thing that you put on the background.
Mm.
The Wrecking Crew is, it's so much more fun than it has any right to be. But it's
Okay.
Momoa doing Momoa things. And Batista, this is, and by the way, and I don't know if this is a spoiler or not. Can I roll the dice?
I'll tell you what, as the anti-spoiler person, I'm going to roll out for, or
You know
I'm
what? You
going
know
to
what?
just drop ears.
I'll wait. You can ask me afterwards. I'll wait. Ask me afterwards. That's all
I'm not going to ask. I'm the person that doesn't want to go near it.
No, I said ask me afterwards.
Oh,
Ask
okay.
me
Gotcha.
after you watch the movie, because there's
After I watch the movie, yeah.
There's a certain piece of this that it just enhanced my enjoyment of this film. Trailer talk. I saw the trailer for Blades of the Guardians. I want to go to there. This is a Japanese film. It's a samurai movie. Everybody and their brother is in this. Is that Way-Go USA that we get those emails from? This thing is fantastic looking, and I'm here for it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I am seeing the cast list, and I'm like, yeah, let's go there.
Blades of the Boosters. Look it up. Also, I love
Blades of the
Boosters.
Guardians.
Blades of the Guardians. I'm sorry. I Love Boosters, which comes out in May. This is basically a group of young ladies that go on a crime spree where they rob boutiques and then sell it to people at reasonable cost. Demi Moore is in this. It looks pretty good. Comes out in May. Netflix tomorrow rolls out a documentary called Miracle, The Boys of 80. I think we all know what that's about. Don, you with me?
It's about Sweden coming in
The
second.
1980 Olympic. I watched the trailer for it.
That trailer looks really good.
Yeah.
Like, even though I think I don't know that it's going to tell me anything, watching these guys interact, I'm here for it. And boys, have you seen the trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie?
No.
Yes, I have.
I am, dude, Toad as a hater. Let's go.
But it doubles because it's key. It's key being a hater on top of it. So at what point is he going to call him Yoshai?
There's a clip I saw that wasn't in the trailer where he's like, "Oh, Yoshi shows up and all of a sudden everything's okay. Fine."
Yeah.
I'm ready. I need to get the first one on 4K because it just looks gorgeous. Real quick, starting on February 27th, Alex, this might be for you. Alex, might be.
But before we get too far away from that, have you ever seen, and I cannot remember, it was a viral video before viral videos were a thing.
Okay.
And it was Mario and Yoshi in Super Mario World, and it ends in a non-PG sign language.
Does not ring a bell.
Okay, if I find this video, I will send it to you. Maybe we throw it up on socials after this. You can get all of that from the QR code. But I'll send it to you. I am dying for something of that ilk to happen in this movie. You'll see what I mean.
Starting February 27th, boys. I don't know if you saw this email the other day. Alamo Drafthouse is going to do a series celebrating 30 years of Resident Evil.
Oh.
And it's going to be a special menu, but they're showing movies that kind of work that same theme. So they'll be showing the original version of The Thing, John Carpenter, the original version of The
I have
Ring,
a signed poster from that.
the original version of The Ring,
Nice.
The Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, that underrated classic. I don't care what anybody says. I love that movie. And the fact that it sat on the shelves for like 5 years is a crime.
And Long Legs that came out a couple of years ago. So we'll find your local Alamo Drafthouse for information on that. Congratulations. Sydney Sweeney's highest grossing film is now The Housemaid. It has grossed $300 million worldwide, and she's probably going to need some of that money to pay a fine.
Yeah.
Just say it. We have an official Dirty Dancing 2 is happening, or is it 3? Do we count Havana?
I think it might be 4.
Yeah, but it's happening, and Jennifer Grey is returning.
Well, good.
The former Mrs. Coulson.
Mm.
And we talked about her a minute ago. Remember we talked a few months ago, boys, about they're doing a Gundam live action movie with Noah Centineo, who's also your new John Rambo, and Sydney Sweeney. Netflix has landed it.
Because Netflix.
Yep. New releases in places you get movie new releases this week. Send Help, hard pass.
Oh, I am excited for this one.
I love the people involved in this, but
Fair.
it's just a little too doggone creepy for me. I'm just saying.
Dylan O'Brien will always have a place in my heart and on my TV.
And I love how she's not even listed in the Dennis Haysbear's in this. So you got that going for you.
Dirty Dancing, according to Wikipedia, there is 3. The Havana Nights, then there was a 2017.
Yeah, the remake, yeah.
Yeah.
Also this week, Iron Lung, which is based on a video game. We also have Back to the Past. This is an action-adventure comedy. It's a foreign film. And we have Islands, which is a crime drama thriller. Moses the Black. This has Omar Epps and Wiz Khalifa in it. I've seen a couple of ads. Pretty good. We also have Shelter. Oh, boy. I've seen this trailer. It's this year's Jason Statham adventure. There you go.
You say that like there's only one. You mean it's the first half of the years or the first quarters, Jason?
This quarter.
Netflix. It got a ton of advertising during the UFC 324 as they put it on almost every pillar of the cage.
We did talk about.
I must be behind.
Oh, that's not it. Dadgummit, wrong one. Hold on. I've got this on a separate laptop. It's a little bit slower because I was finding my performance on my laptop was kind of going crazy when I had multiple things. So I'm only keeping StreamYard on this one. But Netflix has a documentary that drops tomorrow called The Investigation of Lucy Letby. This is a British case of a lady who there may or may not have been some inappropriate actions taken in a hospital. And as we mentioned earlier, Miracles, the Boys of 80s, and Prime Video has a movie called Relationship Goals. This has Method Man and Kelly Rowland.
Okay.
Explores and a little. Here's your IMDb description. Explores the ups and downs of modern romance. So you got.
So did Living Single.
Movies on DVD and Blu-ray. By the way, my Criterion House Party finally came today.
Good.
Very excited. Wicked for Good's got a 4K gift set coming out Tuesday. Arrow Video is doing the Friday the 13th remake. And the Criterion Collection is doing the original in 4K 310 to Yuma.
Nice.
So let's see. Where am I? And now let's tell you about the other stuff we got going right here at the channel.
Hello, it's Mike Reiner of Your Dark Companion here. Let me ask you, are you looking for something to fill the long dead air hours of your day? Well, join the Sunset Lounge DFW and Your Dark Companion on patreon.com, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. Replace those sad, slow hours with sports, pop culture, music woven into interesting conversations. So step inside the green door, have a seat at the bar, and get in the groove with those shows and so very much more.
All the great shows right here at Sunset Lounge DFW. And also, we also want to talk about our official sponsor right here at Sunset Lounge DFW. What if you could free yourself of sleepless nights, pain, and or anxiety? That's a good thing. And what if you could do it naturally? Well, CBD House of Healing is here to help. CBD House of Healing is a women-owned boutique that specializes in only products made from their lab in order to meet the highest of quality and purity standards. This is in-house. Their owner, her name is Summer Hansen. She's also a registered nurse, and she emphasizes building trusted relationships through education. When you have the knowledge, you can care for yourself, and that's the goal. So find the relief from stress, from aches and pains, from sleepless nights. You can do that at cbddallas.com, or you can visit them at 8550 Plano Road. Is at the corner of Northwest Highway and Plano Road. You can even get a slushie. Find the healing you need at the CBD House of Healing. And I also want to say shout out to StreamYard, because I can actually do that ad read and look at the screen at the same time, because they have a teleprompter feature now. How about that? And now, this. We got sports covered. We got entertainment covered. We got pop culture covered. That means there's only one thing left to cover, and that is where the Cheap Popcast comes into play as we talk about the world of pro wrestling. Gentlemen, we got a lot going on. Let's dive right in, talk a little bit about TNA Impact. There are actually more people in Feast or Fired than I thought. There are 8 people. I thought there was just the 4. And Trey Miguel is back for at least a week. For at least a week, because he's got one of the briefcases. But before I go into the what the heck happened here, your 4 people that have the cases are Trey Miguel, Eddie Edwards, Steve Macklin, and Eric Young. Because as we know, EY is Impact.
I think we know where part of this is going.
Well, here's my thing. Did you hear what happened after they went off the air last week?
Depends on what you mean, but please go.
Because they were live.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem was when the show ended, they forgot to cut the audio and video feeds. So it was an additional 15 minutes that the audio kept going. So one of the things that happens tomorrow night got spoiled. And I'm not going to say what it is, but it is a significant spoiler. That happens. Come on, Impact. Let's get it together, TNA. You're killing me, Smalls. But it had an interesting swerve at the end because JDC took the beat down as he leaves because they were announced the new member of the system. Moose gets beat down too, so they're now both out. And in with the system for the time being, Bear Bronson, who has signed a contract, and Cedric Alexander.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's a thing.
Cedric Alexander is one of the best in-ring talents we've ever seen. His problem has always been being interesting.
Well, and I don't know that he fits with the system for me.
It depends where they go with it, though. Because you think about it, here's your easy answer. Moose is such a big former world champion personality that he overwhelms the rest of the group. Cedric Alexander wouldn't necessarily overwhelm the other people. He'd just be more talented.
Saturday night's main event was a thing. Alex, did you get to watch it? Because I know you were having some problems finding it.
I did get a chance to watch
it.
Yes.
Because for those of you that don't know, there is no longer a WWE hub on Peacock because all of the material is going to Netflix. So
I think it's already on Netflix, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't shock me. I know they were adding some of it.
The second stuff that isn't tied to an NBC contract. Let me put it that way.
I don't know if you thought about this, Alex or Don. Don, did you get to watch Saturday night's main event?
What?
Did you get to watch Saturday night's main event?
No, I didn't watch it.
Okay. Second time in a row, Saturday night's main event opened with a Cody match that really has no ending.
Yep.
It happened with Oba. It happened with Jacob Fatu.
Yep.
But you know what? Shout out to AJ that had the throwback to the mask he wore the first time he faced Shinsuke Nakamura in that match. That was awesome.
I don't think that was the same mask. I think it was in the style of, because I want to say he was wearing a Bullet Club mask that looked like a gas mask for the first match.
Well, I think that was an homage to it.
Yes. I just want to clarify. I believe it was a reference to not the mask.
Speaking of AJ, we are less than 48 hours from the Rumble. Remember, kids, it starts at 2 p.m. Eastern on Saturday because everybody's on their way to Saudi. Rey Mysterio.
Some are already there based on videos we've received.
Did you see the picture? It was Rey, Penta, and
Dragon Lee.
And they're all basically covering this part of their face. I thought that was funny.
Well, did you see the follow-up to that one?
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Rey had a minor rib injury, but is expected to be okay. Go ahead, Alex.
The follow-up to that one that made me laugh heartily was after they had gotten to the country, sitting around a table, as people who are traveling tend to do when they're waiting for either their rooms to be ready or waiting to go to the arena or the gym or wherever multiple people are going to go. You had, from right to left intentionally, Rey Mysterio Jr., Penta, Dragon Lee, Rey Fenix, all with their masks on. And then R-Truth on the other side like they were when they were taking the picture without it.
I love R-Truth.
That man is a first ballot Hall of Famer, if only for making Lesnar laugh so hard he almost peed.
Well, that, and every time they go overseas, he goes to the wrong city. It just brings me joy.
Yes.
I do not believe Saturday is AJ Styles' last match. I believe he is going to retire this year, but I think doing it now, and I'm looking at it from the standpoint of fandom. Let the man have a victory lap. That's all I'm saying.
May I rebut that with something that was pointed out to me that caught me off guard?
Please do.
Look back at what AJ Styles has been doing over the last roughly 8 to 10 months. He's kind of already been having the matches that are a farewell tour, hasn't he?
Yes and no.
I don't think that this is the end for AJ Styles, but I have another question for you.
Okay.
With the obvious setup being that I was the last one to believe Cody was going back to WWE. AJ has an incredibly long history with every single decision maker at AEW. Do you think there's a chance?
I don't think so. I think that this is his retirement.
Okay. You think this is his actual retirement?
Yeah. And I think he retires as your TNA champion.
That was an interesting turn I was not expecting. I kind of dig that.
There's some kind of shenanigans where you put it back on somebody like Kazarian, and it's AJ and Kaz. AJ wins, and then you vacate the title. And then he goes in their Hall of Fame at BFG this year. Don, you got any thoughts on that?
I don't think this will be AJ's last match either. It's a big... It's the Royal Rumble. It's a major. It is a way to go out. I don't think this is where he will go out, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, because he has such a historic career. And it is the Rumble. It's a major. It's against Gunther, who took out... I could see the storyline of Gunther now took out Cena, Tap. Now I took out AJ Styles. And keep that list. Kind of like
Goldberg.
What?
And Goldberg.
So, but I don't see it on this one. I still think AJ will stay in and possibly maybe go till Mania.
Thoughts on the Rumbles themselves? I do not see I'm going to say I don't see a three-peat. That's not going to happen.
No. I think we're going to have a payoff to a storyline that would prevent that. But I have been the one thinking that Gunther was going to win. Gunther's going to win. Putting him in this AJ Styles match kind of takes him out of that. And I'm coming over to Rob's camp on who I think wins the men's now. Maybe.
Go ahead.
Because I had a different thought.
Go for it.
On a fantasy booking, but I want to save it and let Don go on what he thinks of the Rumbles first.
Don, what are you thinking?
I did look at the betting odds to see, and I don't know if we should give that out or not.
That's up to you, brother. It's your pick.
Betting odds say Liv Morgan is to win the women's. I could see that.
Yeah.
You're getting the thing back because you look at the rest. Rhea did it. Stratton already had Money in the Bank, that kind of stuff. I think it's Liv's turn to win the Royal Rumble and try to get that, notch on the cap kind of thing. The odds are for Roman Reigns to win the Rumble. I could see them doing it. I wouldn't agree with it. But if I was to do somebody out of the blue and give that big push to finally, because he's been so close, is LA Knight. That would be my long shot pick.
Okay.
Because he's never won he's won the US Championship, all that, how he wins the Rumble. He wins at WrestleMania, give him the shot. Of course, they could always give a shot to Sami Zayn. They could give it to Braun Breaker because Breaker had a title shot. Now, you screwed up. You already had your shot. Well, now I run the Rumble. I get another shot.
Okay. Now that Don has said every single name in the event. So the fantasy booking I was going to say was that Sammy loses to open the show, winds up pulling double duty to win the Rumble, calls it at that moment because who on that roster outside of Roman would get a bigger pop than Sammy? And I'd argue that in that venue, Sammy would get a bigger pop than Roman winning.
I pick neither
I
one.
could see Sammy getting a pop.
Yeah. Yeah, we know you've been the conductor of Team Breaker since the jump.
And I stand by it. I think Braun Breaker wins the men's Rumble. And then you still have a Cody win, but he wins at Elimination Chamber. Because whoever doesn't get that title shot at the Rumble, that brand has their pick at Elimination Chamber. Now,
do you want the spoiler of what I think is going to get resolved to keep Cody from winning, or should we save that?
Hold on to it for now until I finish what I'm doing, and then we can go back to you.
Understood.
Sammy will win the title at WrestleMania next year.
So the one I said last show.
That will be the payoff. That will be the payoff. Sammy will win when WrestleMania is overseas. For the women's, my gut is going to go, I'm going to give you who I would like to see win it, but I do have a dark horse. But before we get to the women's, I want to go back to Alex because he wants us to continue with the fantasy booking for the men's.
If you want to hit the spoiler button, it's not really, it's more fantasy booking that I think is going to happen.
1 moment. 3, 2, 1.
I got them both into one. I don't have to push 2 buttons now.
I think it comes out that Cody's the one that attacked Jacob. And I think he goes ballistic to eliminate Cody. And that's why he doesn't win the Rumble. But Don, who did you say the betting favorite was for the men's Rumble?
Reigns at plus 150, Gunther at 200, Braun Breaker at 200.
Let me pause you because you can't bet on that in this country. You can invest on it on certain apps. But there is an interesting thing that happened. Let's take a look. 3 hours ago that I just reached out, and a very, very, very hefty sum was placed on somebody we haven't mentioned. Sir, gentlemen, what if I told you that there has been close to $1 million very recently bet on Obafemi to win the Rumble?
It wouldn't shock me.
To the point where his odds are not even on the positive side anymore. That's how much money has come in on Obafemi to win the Rumble. Just saying.
Because then that also furthers the what brand does he go to? Because he's not.
He chooses his route. Yeah,
that's fair.
I was just shocked because I reached out to some of our contingents over the pond. And Obafemi's numbers have become 10 to 11. So much money got bet on him recently. He said at one book it was 73% of bets on the Rumble were on Femi.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's a lot.
On the women's side, I know Don has made his picks. Alex, what do you think on the women's side?
This one is, I think Liv Morgan is such a layup of a pick. It has to be somebody completely out of the blue or nobody. I can't tell you who I would expect unless it's a surprise entrant. This is one of those few times I could see it being somebody coming in from somewhere else. But I think it's going to be Liv Morgan because right, wrong, or indifferent, she's put in the time. She genuinely cares about putting on a good show and a good product, even if she is a distinct step or two behind multiple other participants.
For a surprise, I just thought about this.
Go for it.
I don't know what the contract currently looks like, but somebody that we've not seen on TV in a while that could be a surprise entrant based if their contract is up. Let me put that out there. We've heard rumors about Camille for years. Now,
yeah, but her contract was frozen for injury.
Okay, I wasn't sure. That's what I'm saying.
I believe her contract was frozen. Like, yeah, as of January 2026, her contract status was to end around March, but it may have been frozen for injury.
My logical pick, because I don't agree with either one of you.
Mm-hmm.
Both my head and heart picks are one half of the same tag team. So let me go with my long shot, my dark horse pick first.
Okay.
Because then it'll tell you who my logical pick is. My dark horse pick is Lyra Valkyria.
Love it.
Which means my logic pick is Bailey.
I can't see them doing that again, though.
My hesitance to Liv Morgan, she's won Money in the Bank.
True.
We all remember that.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Bailey. Now, granted, Bailey is one of those people that doesn't care where she sits in the card. However, she's been swimming in the mid card for far too long. I believe that a Bailey win for WrestleMania is a good thing, unless you're planning on taking them to the tag team titles. And I'd be okay with that too. As long as we don't have 2 years in a row where Lyra Valkyria gets turned on after WrestleMania. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, I think Bailey is a far reach on that one. I think she's a less likely winner than Lyra, to be honest with you. Just because she has won it before, she had that big payoff. I think that's the hard part with the women's right now is the fact that usually we can see 4 or 5 narrative paths right now. I think the only narrative path you have is Liv Morgan and doing the same thing that we seem to do every year to every other year, where one of her friends winds up champion, aka Raquel. And she has that, who do I, what do I, blah, blah, blah. And
I think
I don't think there's going to be a lot put into it since it's in Riyadh, to be honest with you.
I expect to see 2 NXT call-ups for this in Jada Parker and Lola Vice. I don't think you'll have the TNA connection this year just because they're overseas.
That's fair.
And, I mean... But let's keep going because we're running out of time. Go ahead, Alex. Whoa, what was that?
It's stuff falling because animals.
Okay.
What if we get that ridiculous pitch? Did you guys happen to see the pitch for Chelsea Green winning the Rumble last year?
It sounds familiar, but I can't recall it.
So whoever comes in, call it second and third, accidentally both eliminates each other, and then the person who enters 30th just automatically wins, and it's Chelsea Green.
I would love to see that happen.
There's a part of me that kind of feels like they might pull that just because she's beloved everywhere justifiably.
And it's never been done before, so why not?
I could see with Chelsea Green where 28 and 29 get kicked out, and there's
that's
30
exactly
walks
what
in, and that's it. Yeah.
Now, to clarify,
I
they
think
talked
there's gonna
about
be
that on Unreal.
Yeah. I could see, though, a surprise entrant, Powerhouse Hobbs.
Oh, absolutely.
You mean
that's
Mitochondria Jones?
Because there is a name out there that they've copyrighted. I wouldn't be shocked. He'll show up. That'll be.
I hate the name, but I know why it is the name.
Couple of SmackDown notes. We do have new tag team champs in the MFTs. And I just want to say, for the record, I do not like Cole starting every show with "You are looking live."
Yeah.
Not your bit. Leave it be.
Yeah.
Thank you, Netflix, for fixing things, because I watched Raw on Tuesday morning and it skipped the commercials for me. Alex, I texted you something about Raw. The unveiling of another cover for 2K26, the King of Kings edition. I love that cover.
I didn't see it because I even skip the company's commercials when I can, because I don't care.
That cover
Hey,
looks
let me put it in this context. I have picked up a wrestling game 3 times in the last decade, and every time it is broken as all get out, so I do not care.
I'm there for the aesthetics.
I can see that.
Frenchie was at the table for Collision.
Mm-hmm.
That brought me joy.
Yep.
Don, real quick. Global Wars is set for next week, so I'm assuming they're going to tape that on Saturday for the ROH MPX thing.
Well, this Saturday they'll tape?
I'm thinking, because they said they're airing it next week. I watched up to the main event of Ring of Honor this week.
Okay.
Because they did it in Austin because of the weather. Jack Doyle has torn his bicep. That poor guy can't catch a break. And let me say, I know Alex knows about this, because I saw you react on social media. Don has not watched Dynamite yet and doesn't know what I'm about to say.
Can I tease it real quick?
Let me get there.
Okay.
I have said multiple times on this show, I'm going to go to a one shot on this.
Okay.
When you can swerve me, you get all the respect in the world. Not that I do spoilers, but I do keep up with things that are happening in the industry. Tuesday afternoon, I got an email, as I'm sure Alex did, that I put on the run sheet because I found it to be fascinating that a certain person reactivated their store on Pro Wrestling Tees. And so my brain started going, where is this going? We knew it was coming. I didn't realize it was coming this fast. And I was working on a project as I was watching Dynamite last night. Again, I've left this house once in the last week, so I've had to find things to do around the house as I'm continuing to tweak things and feng shui and the whole thing. And then this thing happens. Now I'm going to go back to the group shot because I want Don's genuine reaction here. As Mark Briscoe is in the ring with his open challenge for the TNT title, lights go out. Music plays. Now, Alex, did you, when the first piece of the video board came up, did you know what was happening? Because it didn't click with me at first.
It clicked with me when the center image changed.
Okay, that was it for me too. On the 2 big boards, Don, Psycho Killer, which of course then the Talking Heads, Psycho Killer is in my head, but that's not the music that played.
He did use a variation of that on the Indies, by the way.
Then the center shows up with the eyes. Tommaso Ciampa is all elite.
He's perfect.
It already happened, Don.
Already that fast.
He showed up last night to confront Briscoe as that open challenge. And they kept calling him, like, is it Ciampa? Is it Ciampa? Can we get this right? Somebody get this right for me. But here's what I want. Have the match with Briscoe. I'm good with it because any excuse to have a Briscoe in my ring, God rest Jay's soul, I'm here for it. I need Tommaso Ciampa, Josh Alexander in my life. That will bring a house down. I don't care where you are. Give me these two, Alex.
Well, so much for that tease ahead of time, but he has liked the response to his appearance on social media from us. But I actually am looking at it with certain ones that we just missed. Ciampa versus Moxley in a death match, or Ciampa with his infinite motor against Fletcher. Oh, wait, Rob, there's one you probably would be more excited about, but you may not have thought about it.
Please do.
Ciampa versus Switchblade.
When he finally comes back, abso-freaking-lutely.
Yeah. That's two dudes who know how to work with anybody.
I don't
was
need him with the Don Callis
for this.
No. I don't need him with the Don Callis only. I don't need him in the group.
Ciampa and Alexander, did they ever take on each other in the past, like in TNA somehow met or anything?
There might have been a little bit of crossover there. I know that Ciampa and Mark Briscoe have actually faced each other before in ROH.
Yeah. I would like to see Ciampa in Ospreay when he gets back.
Ospreay's a good pull.
My mind when I realized who it was. He came out with the high collar jacket. I was like, here we go. Give me all of the things. I was so happy for this, and I'm looking forward to where we go from here. Anything else
and
you guys
the
want
daughter in the front row made me very, very happy because, as we know, I have spoken very highly of Ciampa and his mental health battles and successes, and being very open with that, how important that has been. The exact thing I said to Sean was, well, now that he's with All Elite, they tend to be a bit more accessible and kinder, not by choice, but for other people. And if I do get a chance to run into him, I'm just going to give him a hug. I'm not kidding. I'm going to give him a hug. He can hit me if he needs to, but I'm going to give him a hug.
So let me ask you, do you think Gargano, when his he would go over then?
I think they are already talking about DIY versus the Bucks in a different form already.
I'm here.
I could see that.
I'm here for it. But I said this too, that you have to turn Gargano face again, because for me, Gargano heel only works with Tommaso. As fun as the way was, without Tommaso, it's just not the same for me.
He needs somebody who is like that intense, and I don't want to say straight, but I mean straight for comedy.
Mm-hmm.
To balance out the ridiculousness that is the wrestling family. And to clarify, Josh Alexander and Tommaso Ciampa faced each other once in 2016 at AAW.
I was going to say it has to have been something obscure, because
it was a different world and it was different performers at that time, because I believe Ciampa still had the mohawk at the time.
But I am excited.
Yeah, that is a brilliant addition.
And we've got a long way to go before we get to Revolution. So, you're going to have two WWE, please, before we have Revolution. So, want to send a shout out to our Patreons. This is something we've never done before, and we need to do that. So we have a brand new, our only lieutenant just joined less than a month ago. I want to send a shout out to Matthew Kemper, who is, we have a lieutenant and 3 ensigns right now. So he's our new member. W. Hammonds has been with us for 5 months. B. Smith has been with us for 9 months. And Robert Stuhlfire has been with us for 12 months now. We want to send a shout out to all of our Patreons. You can go to patreon.com, look for Sunset Lounge DFW. We're going to be retooling that a little bit. And we've promised this before, but we have stuff in the chamber now For all of our Patreons, we have a couple of exclusive videos that are going up this week and next week and for the next few weeks that I'm very excited for. We are committing to more content this year. We want to apologize to all of our Patreons. We've definitely been slacking in that category, but we're back with a vengeance in 2026. Gentlemen, anything else you want to talk about?
I think it's been good. Wrap it up at the 90-minute.
All right. You can see that QR code in the upper right corner of your screen for all of our social medias. You can follow me on all your social medias. Everything is Yes, That Rob Urban. That is spelled ERVIN.
I'm Vexploit on all social medias. If you'd like to help out the show, please go to prowrestlingtees.com and search for the Cheap Popcast. If you happen to be an artist who wants to tweak or even contribute to one of our many designs and color options within those designs, you'll get paid 100% of the proceeds for any design that you sell in our store. And you can send that to alex@theclubhousepodcast.com.
And that URL to get those awesome shirts that even make me look good. ProWrestlingTees.com/cheap-podcast, and on Twitter, I'm @Moonu. I can be you. If you want this master at your place, email me, don@clubhousepodcast.com.
We love doing live remote shows. We've got one coming up March 8th at Retro Expo. We're going to talk more about that in the weeks that comes in Plano, Texas, so get ready for that. You can email me questions, comments, concerns. Tell me to go pound sand. I am Rob@theclubhousepodcast.com. Charlotte Marshall's on Pinterest because we are morally obligated to say that. Our normal show every Thursday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific is your one-stop shop for all things sports, entertainment, pop culture, and pro wrestling. We will be back next week. So until then, for Alex, for Don, for the Empire, I'm Rob. Clubhouse is closed. Brittany Palmer, we need to see more on social media. Do cool stuff.
This is a Stolen Water Media production.